Welcome to the start of this really fun vlog idea I had to read all of the Riley Sager books. I read 2 books last year in 2020 and I wanted to read some of his backlisted titles and I am so excited. So let me hop into this a little bit. I think I'm just going to set you down. So in this vlog, I plan on reading 2 books. I plan on reading Final Girls, which I've started, so I will update you on this real soon. But I also plan on reading The Last Time I Lied. Pretty sure these are the 2 oldest books. I think this was his debut book, but I'm not 100% sure. I just know I need to read these 2, and I have read Lock Every Door and Home Before Dark last year, and I loved them both. I really enjoyed them. I can't remember if I gave them 5 stars or 4 stars, but it was a very enjoyable read. I'm a little bit particular about my thrillers, and I have so far really liked both of these. I tend to not like really gory, really graphic, kind of gritty thrillers. I have found out after reading some of them, I'm like, oh no, this is not for me. So these books I have really enjoyed. So I wanted to read these 2 in anticipation of his new book coming out, which I'll put a picture of it up here. I forgot the name, but it looks so good, and it's coming out the end of June, and I'm hoping maybe Book of the Month does an early release again this year so we can get it this month. I'm honestly not sure at the point I'm filming this if that's going to happen, but if not, I'm going to try to get on my list at the library for that book. So the reason I wanted to do this is I have heard that Riley Sager's backlisted books are a little bit different than the last 2 books he put out. That the last 2 books he put out, Home Before Dark and Lock Every Door, are a little bit slower, more character driven, and I think the older 2 are a little bit more plot driven. I think that's kind of what I have heard from various people's reviews. So then my plan is to, after I read these 2 books, I'm going to rank the books, and I'm going to tell you why. I love seeing how people rank books, and I would love to know if you have read all of the Riley Sager books, how would you rank his books? Let me know down below because I'm very, very curious. And at the end of this vlog, I will rank them for you based on what I think. So anyway, to get into a little bit of this book, Final Girls. So I started this, I think I'm like 80 something pages into it, not very far. But the basic idea of this book is that there are some girls out there who have survived massacres, shootings, stabbings, sort of that idea of like 90s slasher films, if you will, where there's one person that is left standing at the end. And there's 3 girls in this book that have been deemed final girls who have gone through that experience. And we're following one of them, and her name is Quincy as our main character. We get to know her. It starts the book out really intense, which I really liked. It was like anxiety inducing from the beginning because it was really focusing on her experience. So it starts there. It starts with like her running in the woods and you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then you start to put the pieces together. You start to meet the characters. You meet the cop that saved her, that she has a really good relationship with, and then you start to kind of meet or hear about some of the other final girls. And that's about where I'm at, so it's very early on, but my first feelings are like very anxious. Like I was really drawn into the story right away. I'm curious how she's going to handle all these new things sort of happening in her world when she's just trying to move on. So the story has hooked me. I'm in it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really curious how it's going to end. And so far it isn't so gritty or anything for my tastes. So I'll update you as I go. Hey everybody, so I was able to sneak away from my kids for just a little bit and update you on how I am doing on reading Final Girls. So I have actually gotten a decent amount read since I last updated you because it's just been so good. Like these characters are just so interesting, and I feel like there's a lot of layers to the main character, and I'm really enjoying some of the flashbacks that the author is bringing in about what happened at Pine Cottage. That was the location where all her friends were killed and she can't remember. And then it flashes back to the present day where things are just kind of unraveling. But it's so interesting. I have not seen the twist coming in this book. I feel like they have been excellent. I feel like I get kind of suspicious feelings about certain characters or being like, well, maybe they're not a good character, or maybe they are, and then they turn out to be like opposite of what I was thinking. I feel like this book has been just like tossing me back and forth. And so I'm on chapter 33. I'm like 75% done, and I just want to keep reading it. I'm having a tough time getting some other things done because I just want to read it so much. So I'm really enjoying it. It has been my kind of thriller. I'm sure I'm going to finish it quickly. I just thought I better hop on really quick before I actually finish the entire book and didn't update you one bit. Okay, everybody, I am going to update you today on Final Girls, which I finished. I finished the book and it was so good. It was so much fun. The last part really was super fast paced, like I was anticipating. And since this is a spoiler-free vlog, I really don't want to mess with anybody and give away anything, so I'm gonna try not to. But some of my favorite parts about this book were just the fact that it was so anxiety inducing, so intense. I loved the main character. I loved kind of her journey, which was definitely like, she felt like she was fine, and then found out she really wasn't. And she kind of had to face a lot of that stuff. And I thought that was just really excellent. And then just learning all about the different Final Girls. And from there, where it really started to escalate and fall apart kind of all at the same time. And then figuring out more of the backstory of her past, about what happened at the cottage. So good. I feel like I was doing kind of what everybody does, is I was like, maybe this person is involved, or this person, but I really didn't know. The end caught me by surprise, and there was just so many good twists and turns in this book. I really need to sit down and figure out if I liked it more than Home Before Dark and Lock Every Door. I know I liked it more than Home Before Dark, but I feel kind of similarly about Lock Every Door, so we'll see. We'll get to that part at the end of the video. But before I switch over to reading the next book, which is The Last Time I Lied. Yeah, that's what it's called. I wanted to check Book of the Month because, like I mentioned last year, Home Before Dark was an early release on Book of the Month. And I know that the new book is coming out this month and it's June 1st. So I'm going to get on my computer and check. So I just thought I would bring you with me. And let's see if it is. You probably all know by now if it is or isn't, but I don't know. So let's check it out. So I'll put you down behind my computer. Okay, everybody, let's check. Let's see what the book of the month for June is going to be. I really like the flexibility of it. Like last month, May, I just skipped it. I didn't really like any of the books. I didn't feel compelled to get one. And so I really like that about Book of the Month. And so let's check them out. Okay, instructions for dancing, sky is falling, Malibu Rising. Oh, it's not on there. They aren't doing an early release on the Riley Sager book. Darn it. Darn it. Now I have to get on my list for the library, or maybe I'll look and see if I can get it. So anyway, oh, that's a bummer. That's okay. Let's just look at the choices and I'll see what I decide on for the month. Okay. I'm leaning towards this one, Malibu Rising, because it's historical fiction and it's Taylor Jenkins Reid. I loved The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I read it for Historathon back in February. It was so good. I haven't read any of her other ones. I know she has some earlier kind of romance books and then she's shifted more into historical fiction. Let's look through the rest of these. Oh no, this one, another thriller. So this is from the author of Silent Patient, which I've been wanting to pick up. Oh no, now I want to get them both. And what's this one, a fantasy? I've been reading lots of fantasy, which I've been enjoying, but I probably won't get a fantasy right now. Contemporary fiction. I typically don't read a ton of contemporary fictions or YA. So the top two, I probably won't be that interested in. Like I said, too much fantasy. Oh, man. Both of these look great. I might end up doing both. I'm not sure. I will put a link to Book of the Month below, and I think if you sign up through a link, you get it a little bit cheaper for your first month, but I'm not sure. I'm a little bummed that the new Riley Sager book is not on Book of the Month, but that's okay. The Maidens and Malibu Rising both look really good. So we'll see what I pick. Anyway, I will check back in with you once I start reading the next book, The Last Time I Lied. So I was on my way to Target, obviously. It's my daughter's birthday party today. We're having a unicorn birthday party, but I am the worst party planner. I just also don't really like hosting stuff like this. So I forgot ice cream and wrapping paper. And so I'm running to Target really quick to do that. But while I was coming, I was listening to The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. And so I wanted to update you really quick before I got too far into it. And then I can't remember how I felt at the beginning, but I'm liking it so far. It is reminding me a little bit of Final Girls, only in the sense that we don't know what happened at the beginning. Like in Final Girls, she doesn't have her memory of the event, but in this story, I'm pretty sure the girl does. I mean, the title is The Last Time I Lied, so I think she remembers what happened at this camp. I don't think I've read quite 100 pages yet. We're definitely setting up characters. She's back at the camp, which is what the story's about. So sorry, I didn't really kind of tell you what it's about. It's a story about this woman who had a traumatic experience at a camp when she was a teenager, and then the camp shut down. And in some ways it was her fault, but we don't really know why. She still feels really guilty about it. She became like a professional painter, and now she's back at the camp. And so I am really liking it. You know what it is reminding me of though? It's reminding me of, what's that, Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I read the trilogy last year and I really enjoyed it. That was set more at a school, but it was also had this like secluded setting, and so it's kind of reminding me of that. And so I'm really enjoying it so far. Hey friends, so I wanted to pop on and, there it is, update you on where I'm at in The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I am almost halfway. I feel like I'm really getting into this story, but I do have some thoughts. I have some thoughts for you all, so I'll stop spinning and maybe I'll just put you down. All right, let's see. My thoughts so far on this book. I'm not liking it as much as I thought I was going to. I'm also just not feeling as kind of anxious or scared by it as I was by Final Girls. I felt like Final Girls kind of kept me on the edge of my seat, and so did Lock Every Door. I am really enjoying the camp setting. I enjoy the writing style. Like I feel very drawn into the camp there, but I don't feel like there's anything scary going on quite yet. And I feel like I might be wrong and I might regret those words. I'm not sure. There's not enough information yet as to kind of what's going on that I'm getting a little bit, not bored of it, but I'm not reaching for it as much as I was with like Final Girls, where I just wanted to know what was going to happen, how are they going to survive, you know, stuff like that. We'll see what I say the next time I get on here, because I'm sure I'll get through more of it by then. But I just wanted to hop on and say that, I don't know, I'm not really as impressed as I thought I was going to be. So anyway, the other thing I have to show you is my book of the month came in the mail. And so since I filmed my disappointed reaction to the fact that the new Riley Sager book was not on book of the month, I thought I'd show you what I did pick out. So let's do that. So as you can see, I picked up both those books. I went back and forth, like, should I pick up just one this month? And I almost got Hail Mary by Andy Weir, but I haven't read The Martian yet, so I didn't pick that up. But I did get both of these books, and I am really excited. This one sounds really fast-paced. Like I think it's set in like a 24-hour period where a group of siblings like get together and then their house burns down, something crazy. But that sounds wonderful and intense. And I've forgotten exactly what this has to do with, so I'm not gonna say because I'll probably say it wrong. But I'm excited for both of those books. I'm trying to decide which to pick up first because I do like to make some headway on my book of the month books. Otherwise, I feel like it's kind of silly to get them every month. Do you know what I mean? And so I want to kind of prioritize those, but both of those sound so good. So which do you think I should pick up? I'm leaning more towards the Taylor Jenkins Reid one, but right now I'm gonna go read. I'm gonna try and finish up The Last Time I Lied. It's a really quick read, so I'll see you shortly. Okay guys, so I finished the book and I'm going to update you. I'm gonna sit. My house is a bit of a disaster, so I apologize if you can see that in the background. I am watching my kids and my sister's kids, and so there are a lot of kids in this house. And they're all either napping or watching something. So I'm taking a moment to film this because I finished The Last Time I Lied and I wanted to let you know my thoughts. I really did enjoy the story. It picked up and there was a couple twists and turns that I did not see coming. And there was one in particular where I was like, what's going on? I got really confused, but I liked it once I figured out kind of what the author was doing. But the end wasn't as scary as I was expecting, but it was a little bit on par with the rest of the book. And so I thought that worked out. So I didn't think having it be like super scary at the end would have actually made much sense. It just wasn't scary in comparison to any of the other Riley Sager books. And so I was a little surprised by that. I think I was anticipating that after reading his other 3 books. But I did like it. I liked the end. I really do wish this was a spoiler-filled vlog because I would ask your opinion of the end of The Last Time I Lied because I really liked some aspects of it. And then the rest was just okay. So I'm glad I read it. So I'm glad I did this whole vlog idea. It was really enjoyable. So now comes the time for ranking the books. I thought about it a little bit and it was really hard to put it in a specific order. I know the ones I liked better than the others. So for me, the top 2 are Lock Every Door and Final Girls. I liked both of those books. I really enjoyed the intenseness and the anxiety. I felt like I was on the edge of my seat for both of those books, and that I like in my thrillers. I like being anxious, kind of like, what did I read? Oh, No Exit by Taylor Adams. That was another one where I feel like I was anxious the entire time. That one was a little bit more gory than these ones, but anyway, I digress. So I liked those 2, Final Girls, Lock Every Door. And then the bottom 2 are Home Before Dark and The Last Time I Lied. But for favorite, I think I'm gonna have to go with Final Girls. I enjoyed the entire book. I thought the whole thing was very interesting. So many twists and turns. As for Lock Every Door, it also had twists and turns and I didn't see the end coming, but I liked the end of Final Girls better than the end of Lock Every Door. So I'm putting those as kind of 1 and then 2. And now it's so hard for me to decide on the bottom 2 because one thing I know about myself, I am not a huge ghosty kind of thriller person. And I mean, that's what Home Before Dark is about. It's a kind of on this premise of paranormal and is a house haunted. But Home Before Dark definitely came through on the scary factor. I think I was the most scared in that book. And maybe that's why I don't like ghosty books. Because the whole time I wasn't sure if it was really ghosts or not really ghosts, but how could it not be ghosts? And so it was good in that sense. I really enjoyed that. And then The Last Time I Lied, I thought it was more kind of relationship-esque. Like it was more about the relationships between the girls and this main character kind of being in her head. So I think I'm gonna put it as Home Before Dark and then The Last Time I Lied. For just sheer entertainment factor, even though I don't like ghosty type stories. So, Final Girls, Lock Every Door, Home Before Dark, and then Last Time I Lied. That's my current ranking. So now I'm so excited to pick up the new release. I think it's called Survive the Night. I think I'm just gonna order it, honestly. I'm a part of the Getting Hooga With It book club, and that's the July book club pick. And so I'm just gonna get it. Even though I've just been reading tons of Riley Sager books, I think I'm just fine picking up another one this summer. So that's my plan. So yes, please, please, please tell me your thoughts on Riley Sager's books. If you've read all 4, rank them for me. If you've only read a couple, rank them for me. I would love to know. If you haven't read any, I highly recommend them. They are really good thriller books. They are not too gory. They are definitely scary at parts, and there is some intense parts and maybe a little graphicness, but not too much. Oh gosh, it really isn't in comparison to other authors. So I'm so glad I decided to do this. This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts as I was reading it and then my final rankings. And otherwise, I'm going to end the vlog here. But thank you for coming along with me, and I will catch you in the next vlog, which actually my next vlog is for my book club, the Adventures in History book club, which I'll put all the information below if you're interested in it. It's totally different. It's a historical fiction book club, not thrillers, so you might not find that interesting, but that's my next vlog coming out. So please see details if you're interested in joining our book club because it's a lot of fun. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next vlog.